It's it's good to be here. You know, in sunny Amazonian, it's really good to hear that. So the sunshine is pouring down. It's really good. You know, it's wet. It's wet.
That's why we call it rainforest.
Rainforest, yeah. See, I didn't know until I got here what rainforest meant. I now know. It's.
All right. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard, what are your impressions about the relevance of Education 4.0?
To me, it's one of those things where you go, it's a no-brainer. In the UK, we say it's a no-brainer. That Education 4.0, which is about creativity, about constructing knowledge, and about giving the child the ownership of their knowledge and the ownership of their learning, to me is a no-brainer. It is about, I have a view, which is that as a species we're amazing. We're an amazing species. And we build tools and we teach and we learn, and we do that naturally. Nobody has to tell us how to learn, how to teach. It's already in us. That's what we are as humans. So you must understand that, and you must know that, and you must believe that. We will teach and we will learn to each other. A child will do that. Children are more than capable of teaching and learning. So Education 4.40, to me, is about just saying to them, just do it. Just go on and be a teacher, be a learner, because you do it naturally.
What was your experience in working with microbit?
Do you want to know what my involvement was, or my
Your involvement.
my involvement? So I get embarrassed when I say this. I worked right from the beginning of the project. I developed the microbit project for the BBC. So I used to work for the BBC, and the project started about four or 5 years ago, and we were looking at some problems that were occurring in the UK. The problems were that actually in schools we had stopped teaching children about computer encoding and about computer technology. They were no longer thinking about devices, about how you write the programs for them, how you use them in a creative process. They were just black boxes. They just consumed them. They just picked them up and used them. They didn't think about what was happening inside. And what was happening was people saying, this is not right. How can you get children to create the future when all they do is consume it? They need to be creators, not consumers. So we started to look at how we could do that. How could we make those changes? What tools could we put into the hands of children that would make them creators, or would help them be creators in a society, in a technology that is dominated by computers, by software, by using computer technology to control things. The microbit came out of that research. The microbit came out of talking to children, talking to experts, but actually thinking about that core thing. What tool do you give to help children create in a computer technology? To my view, it wasn't a computer. It was a piece of hardware. It was something they would hold in their hand. It was something that would help them make and build and create. That's how the microbit came about.
And what are the impacts created when the technology goes in a planned way to their houses, to the house of the students?
To me, that's vital. To me, this technology is about ownership. A child must feel that they own this technology, because if they own it, they will use it, they will develop it. If it's somebody else's, why should they get involved? It only really works when they own it, when they take it home, and that's when the passion starts. No, that's wrong. The passion starts, maybe the passion starts in school, but at home, that's where the passion starts to grow. At home, that's where they start to look at the things that are around them and think, actually, I could do this with that. I could do that. There's a problem over there. I could help do that. And they start to think about how the microbit or any of those technologies, how writing code for it, or how some sensors or how some motors might help solve a problem. So I go back a long way. So I first saw this in the 1980s, where in the 1980s in the UK, in America, there were children sitting in bedrooms creating and making. They were the people that created games industries. They were the people that created the computer industries. It happened in kids' bedrooms. It didn't happen in research labs. It didn't happen in schools. It happened in the home. That was the vital step. That was the place where kids and children started to think about these things, started to experiment, started to build, started to create, because that's the place where they feel free. That's the place that they, you know, they own that place. They own their bedroom. That is where they can have the privacy and the space to create. So I think it's vital. It's part of it's the vital end point.
All right, tell us in one phrase the spirit of hackathon event.
The spirit, in one phrase, of your typical hackathon, it's it's creativity, it's freedom.
And did the event left some inspiration for the future? Which?
So we're talking about the hackathon. Did it? Yeah. No, I think. Sorry. Apologies.
Okay.
Apologies. To me, this hackathon is a starting place. It is a place from which to move. I think there is a lot of good things that come out of this, but also a lot of things to think about. It is you haven't come out with an end point. You've come out with a very good starting point. You could try others. You could try other things, but this is a place from which to grow and to think of other things. That's my view on it.
Do you have any final message you want to give to the audience?
Yeah, think like a child. Children, as I said, children learn naturally. Think like a child has a million ideas. You give them something, they'll have 1,000 things to do with it. Think like a child.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.